time to change the subject for just about 60 seconds.
Now, welcome to the Rat Hole. We are live. We're live here right now, and I'm trying to find the actual proper thing to let me. There we go. Hi, everybody. It's not morning, but it feels like morning. It's one of those days. The plan was to get up early today, try and get back onto a regular sleep schedule, end up sleeping late. So I'm squirrely today. Brain's a little hazy. Just me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to try and play a game. That seems like a great idea. But y'all can keep me going. We are playing Burgle Bros 2 again. I love this game. It's a fun little game. I'm enjoying it. It's a good solo game. We are up to, I'm just going to peek and check here. I'm not going to look at the thing. Heist number 6. I saw enough of an image to be spoiled by it, and that's unfortunate, but I don't know the details, so it's still okay. I'll just adjust my mic here. So I have had a couple of shows. Actually, I only had one show. I wasn't planning on. I thought I was going to be too busy to stream today, so I didn't reset this. I set it for my show last night. We record Horses on Film Monday nights, and I had some paperwork on here, so I didn't want stuff. I didn't want a loose game kicking around. But I wasn't expecting to be home today necessarily, so I didn't think I'd get to stream, but here I am. I mentioned it before. My one criticism about the game is these playmats. You can see this has been sitting out for a week. The playmat is still, because it's so small, doesn't have enough weight to hold itself down, so it still curls up here. I don't think you can see it very well. I just try zooming in. But you can kind of see it just curls. Under. And that's a little bit of a challenge. It's not too bad, but it's not ideal either. So we're going to set this up. I did, at the end of the last game, shuffle all the tiles up. And knowing that eventually I would want to do another round. So these have been pre-shuffled. I have no idea. And I did shuffle. I didn't just take the same floors and shuffle them together. I did actually shuffle all of the tiles together the way, you should. There. And There. Go. I'm just going to do one real thing here. And I'm back. Sorry about that. But yes, hello, welcome. Please say hello if you're watching. I'd love to chat with you. Yeah, that's an interesting way. That's there. Put a wall here. Put a wall here. There. Walls. Coffee. So at the end of the last game, I won. I didn't have that up. Yeah, I'll do this. We do this. We do this. So we did win in the last game at threat level 6, or suspicion level 6, sorry. So we're at suspicion level 7. I've lost every suspicion level 7, although with no impact of the suspicion level. The suspicion level has not made a difference to what I have done. Now I'm just not in the right screen. There we go. It's just been kind of dumb luck. But let's set up the rest of this. But yeah, end of the last game, I did win, and I won a double flip card for the acrobat. It is an alternate for the grappling hook. Grappling hook is current player jumps to the tile on the other floor in the same row and column as the tile they're on. Double flip, swap any player with the bouncer on their floor. Now, having gotten stuck with all of my characters on one floor, the grappling hook is super useful. So I don't know that I'll use that double flip, but I have it. And I continued with Peterman. He's a good safe cracker. I like what he does. So I'm going to keep him. I also like the fact that his weapon of choice is a lobster. We'll take these off. I'll get these heat cubes out of the way. We're just going to go like this before I finish setting up. Yeah. Sorry. Throwing myself off a little bit here. That whole tired and kind of wonky. And 1 second. There we go. So yeah, if you're welcome if you're watching. Please do say hello. So when you're out there, we're finishing setting up a game of Burgle Bros. He goes up there, and I'll just pull all these tokens out and mix them up down here. That's an awkward setup if I've ever seen one. Boo on you, Mr. Fower, for that setup. And because we are at suspicion level 3, I also discard one more card. He's just like extra around him. One token left. And he's going there. Don't like that. No, I do not. We're going to set that as my starting point for this. And that is revolving door. While here, you may spend 2 actions to jump to a diagonal tile. Really don't want to do that the first turn. And let's see. He's got to go there. I'm going to bring it down to here. Not ideal, but keeps me out of the way. And lets me open up those ones. Owner's office. That is the beginning. That's a good start. My sister just sent me a message, an album called Daisy the record player single, Daisy the Great, and AJR. I don't know what that is. Looks vaguely like it's a Wiggles thing, but it's hard to tell from that little image. Yes, one of my nicknames is Daisy. Oh, my nose is snuffly today. One moment. All right. So we'll start over here. We have to move. There's nothing I can do, so I'm just going to move here. Oh, okay, prima donna, so it wouldn't have mattered. I would have had to move there anyway. There's the escalator. Prima donna, sweet lady of the stage. 2, count room. You cannot peek while you're here. 3, slots. When you enter, make a commotion unless a teammate is in the same row or column. They are not. Well, that's not a good start. 1, 2, 1, 2. 3. And I get two heat right off the bang. Let me tell you how not happy I am about that. I'm not happy about that. All right, moving on to here. Again, we have to move here. The safe. Wow, that was funky. Oh, no. It's the drunk. The drunk on the second floor is awful. Means I've dropped down to the first floor. And, oh, lovely. I get 1 heat for being at the front desk. And undercover, so the bouncer moves right there. 2 more heat. And he's going to move. 1, 2 more heat for him. 2, 3. Oh, goody. All right. Well, remember how I said the grappling hook is really good? We're gonna have to use that grappling hook now. We can't use the grappling hook now. We lose the game if I use the grappling hook right now. I ready the grappling hook. I will move 1. Crowd is good. Monorail. Good place for a crowd to be. Then I'll use the grappling hook to come up here. 2. Knocking everything down. Pit boss. When you enter, if you have less than 4 heat, make a commotion. Please be a crowd. No, saleswoman. Oh, come on. Well, we've just lost the game. Congratulations. 3 moves in, and I've lost. Where's my guy? Here he is. Make a commotion. He moves into that space. I've got 6. It took 3 turns to lose. That is what we call not cool. That's awful. That is ridiculously awful. That is I'm taking a picture and posting about it level of awful. Nope, just hey, timescales. It is not such a happy Tuesday because I just lost in 3 moves. You've seen this game before. You've seen how it can go. But quite literally, I just ended up getting stuck in all the wrong places, making commotions in all the wrong places. And yeah. With 3 turns, my acrobat has 6 heat and Peterman has 3 heat. It was a devastating game. I'm going to take a picture of this because it's annoying. What's this? Deal with that later. Deal with that later. What is this? That's what I wanted. Yeah, no, it was not a great great game. Three moves to death. Not a good round of Burgle Bros. 2 from at Fower. And at Fower. Games. That is so bad that I have to do it. I guess that's just too terrible. Too terrible. So yeah, I think I'm going to. I'm gonna redo these tokens. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna redo this setup. I'm gonna try it again because there's nothing wrong with this setup. It's just a bad luck. So I'm just gonna, and I didn't catch most of it. I also have the memory of a flea. So short of knowing where the owner's office is, and well, really where the safe is, and it wouldn't change what I'm doing. Mix up these tokens a little bit. For someone with a better memory for stuff, this would be really cheating. For me, it's just like, Get rid of this heat on my guys. D1. Itchy. My ear is itchy. And going to here. So I got to get out of that corner. He's going to start here. I'm going to probably change, because you set this up before you do that. I'm going to just, I'll change that. One left. And where is his? He's making his way to here. Oh, my nose. I'm sorry, Pete. Be taking a decongestant before Legend of the Traveling TARDIS in a couple hours. Oh, my goodness. You know what? I am going to keep this. All right. Let's start this over again. I'm not counting that game at all. That was awful. Escalator. And a mole. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to leave this mole because I need to get out of this corner. Let's zoom in a little bit for you guys. I can't use this mole. I need the movement. Plus, it's right next to the owner's office anyway. So that lets me move, get it again on my way back to the owner's office later on in the game. Two. When here, you cannot peek. 3, and I seem to remember this being a bad thing now that I think about it. Yeah, make a commotion. I'm far enough away that's okay, as long as it's not an undercover. 2 heat on the first turn. And he then goes up here. 1, 2, 3. And he's going to come down here. Well, that wasn't an ideal first turn by any stretch. One, there's the safe and a mole. 2, crow's nest. When the bouncer enters here, each adjacent player gains 1 heat. That's not great. 3, pit boss and a prima donna. 4, when you enter, if you have less than 3 heat, gain 1 heat. Yay for front desk. And prima donna. So, gain 1 heat. Hrumph. 1, 2, 3. Back down to here. Peak here. Cashier's change and saleswoman. Definitely want to avoid that tile. 2, monorail. I need to get out of here. So we're going to 3. Peak 4. That is the worst setup ever. Oh my God. I'm not happy. I'm very not happy right now. 1, 2, 3. Oh, damn. I can't actually peek in the count room, which means I had to move here, which means he comes here, which means I get another 2 heat on my second turn. This is just not turning out good. Speaking of memory, I just realized it was trash pickup day tomorrow, and I managed to get it done without a reminder. My wife will be shocked at my productiveness today. Congratulations, Timescales. It was also trash day this morning. I'll bring those in a bit. So now he moves. 1, 2, 3. This goes up to here. All right. Damn it. Peak. Come on, be magic show. Monorail. All right. With the drunk. No. No. Drunk drops me down to the saleswoman that I was trying to avoid. On the upside, that gets me out of this little disaster of a pit boss-ish thing. I just realized that the pit boss should have gained commotion. I'm going to just cheat and forget about that. If only because I don't want to rewind that far. One, 2, 3. Get rid of this saleswoman. One, 2, 3. Not great. 1, 2. Monorail. 3. Saleswoman goes away. Four. Front desk. 1, 2, 3. I don't have a choice. I'm screwed. Unless I switch my guys, which is possible, I suppose. There's nothing wrong. 1, 2, 3. Draw a lounge card. The bouncer sets his destination to the current player's tile. For when you pit boss. If you have less than 4 heat, make a commotion. Well, that ain't good. Random Tuesday trivia. Did you know incorrectly is the only word when spelled correctly is still spelled incorrectly? Boo. 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 I'm stealing that. 1, 2, 3. 2 more heat on Peterman. 1, 2, 3. Peak. 4. Monorail. 1, 2, 3. Peak 1. No. Yes. Peak 1. No. 1, 2, 3. I'm on this floor now. 1, 2, 3. Peak. When you enter at a cube, in my turn. 1, 2, 3. Over here. 1. I have more than 3 heat. I have 4 heat. 1, 2, 3. No, hold on. 3. Surveillance. That's not good. And a drunk drops me down to here. Also not ideal. Could be worse. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. Well, the game is lost. 1, 2, 3. Crow's nest. 1, 2, 3. Another 2. All right. That's the end of that. Again, yep. To be fair, it's not good. It's not that the game is bad, it's that the game is hard. One of my earlier streams of this, I don't know if you were on Timescales, Mel's Board Game Room came on and said, she thinks that a co-op game should only be won about 25% of the time. I think it should be a little higher than that because that's really frustrating. But that's 2 games in a row that I've lost. I'm not going to rage quit. But I think I am going to quit. Because the whole point of this was to get my brain out of frustration, and it's just frustrating. So is that correct? You will win the next one. No, I should have won this one. Ugh. But it does. I'm not even going to count this one because I want this was such a bad game. I'm going to, and I having peeked to see which finale we were on. I saw something interesting, so I'm gonna try and keep it, and I'm gonna not count this game. I'm just gonna not count today at all. That's how this is gonna go. We're just gonna not count today at all. We're gonna reset this whole thing. And I'll stay with you while I do that. Today on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, we're looking at the Lazarus Experiment, 10th Doctor episode, with guest starring Matt Gatiss as Lazarus. I'm going to reshuffle this up in a minute. Actually, we'll take that out. We'll take that out. And we'll take out these guys. Monorail. So it's correct. You will win the next one. No, yeah, no. I don't think I'm gonna. I might win the next one, but I'm gonna say today is a bust. It's been almost an hour. It's been 40 minutes. Escalator. There's the third one. Can't win them all. No, you can't. You definitely can't. But it's been a day. The day was already screwy. So I'm just not going to push it. This is just a terrible level of terrible mix of tiles too. So both buffets on the same level, both revolving doors on the same level. Both lounges on the same level. Both surveillances on the same level. What? Why are these not even? They should be even. 1, 2. Oh, that's why. Because there's an extra escalator in there. Conveniently, the extra escalator was on top. We'll get set up for the next game, or at least prepped for the next game. This is what I get for having trying to be semi-productive and doing a thing. That did not just go well. What are you going to talk about on Spill the Geek Tea on the 15th? This game, perhaps? I have no idea. I don't even know what the topic is supposed to be. I saw briefly some question marks, so I think is it just a random episode? Is that what we're doing? I certainly could try to talk about this game. There. So yes, I'll check that message and see what you're talking about, because I just don't know. Episode timescales. Have you listened to Horses on Film yet? Horses on Film dropped yesterday. Outside the Hooniverse Part 3. Whatever anyone wants to talk about it, apparently. I'm not sure if I'm actually even available for it. So we'll see what the plan is for that. No, I've not. Thanks. Yeah, no, definitely check it out. It's interesting, and we actually referenced it a lot last night. Last night we recorded our episode on The Settlers, a Chilean Western. And it is, I believe, Horses on Dances with Wolves, I think, is like 78 on the list, and this is 79. So we referenced it a little bit. And they have some similar motifs to them, very different approaches. But you'll have to wait for that episode for quite a while. Horses on Film drops while we are all still asleep. Saw it ran, but forgot to watch it. Yeah, no, that is actually the point. We put Horses on Film on early. It's extra early for you because it's, California. But we wanted to put it on in the morning so that people could listen to it on the way to work. Calgary is not a small city. We have a lot of listeners in Calgary, obviously, and a lot of people work out, especially in the film industry, work outside the city. So the theory was we put it on earlier in the morning. This is also why we don't do a premiere for it. We just drop it and go. People can listen to it on the way to work, while they're getting breakfast, whatever. That was the theory there. Thursday timescales. This Thursday, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock for you, is Happiness Patrol. Whether I will be in the chat or not will depend a little bit on how my contract work goes. I may actually be unavailable. It happens. But hopefully you'll be there and check it out. Say hi if you are, regardless of who else may or may not be. And that's it for today, I think. I'm not even going to record these games. So because we've got this heist log, I'm not even recording it. Nope. They were so bad, I'm not even going to bother. So I'm just going to leave it, and because I want to try that went badly. I've recorded the losses before, but these losses were just demoralizingly bad. So I'm not going to record them. I will come back and play another day. Have an awesome Tuesday. I'll be making another cheese tasting video from France. Nice, delicious. Love me some good cheese. Be sure to tune in for the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS in about 2.5 hours. Until then, I'm surprised this game has such a high difficulty level. It's a co-op game, timescales. Co-op games, because you're not playing against another player, you don't inherently have a loser and a winner. You're playing against the game. So the game is the winner or the loser. So inherently, co-op games are usually harder. This one is hard, and it scales up and down. That's what that heist log does. You can see there's a suspicion level that goes up and down. And I will pop into hide. So when you're here, you start at suspicion level 6. You add a distracted card in, which I didn't take out. I just flipped over an extra one. You discard a card from the first card. When you're God. Wow, that was a big yawn coming on hard. You discard a card at level 7. If you get to level 8, so if I'd won this, I'd be discarding a card from the first floor and second floor patrol decks, and so on. If you keep losing, you add in distracted cards that make it easier, a little bit easier to do, and a little bit longer, because you don't run out of cards so quickly in the thing, the thing in the deck. That's the wrong button. That's the button I want. So yeah. So you're at 60%. Yeah, that's about right. What am I at? Let's look again. Win, loss, win, loss, win. So 3 losses, 5. 3 wins, 5 losses. So whatever that works out to being. That's not if I record these 2 here, so it's actually not that good. So out of 5, 6, 7 games, I've only won 3, so that's about 45% or so, which is not bad. Like, that's not a bad percentage at all. It's just today is frustrating. That's okay. It's allowed to be. That's the day. I came in, I tried, I failed, and I failed to a point where I don't feel like I'm going to record those losses. I want to see this particular finale, so I'm going to just pretend today didn't exist, because that was bad. But we'll still play this again. My schedule for the week is a bit chaotic, and my schedule past this week is kind of unknown to a large extent, so I don't know when I'm going to stream again. That's part of the reason why I want to jump on and stream right now. I knew I had an hour or 2 to kill. I had other things I could do, other things I probably should do. But but I wanted to jump on and get in here. With these numbers, it seems you are better than average. Probably. I'd like to think I am. I think the game is also inherently harder with more players. When you're playing with one player, you're playing with 2 characters. I could play with 4 characters, but then you've got more opportunities to get hit by that bouncer moving around. Bouncer's going to move more often. So it is a little bit more challenging, and I think it's a little bit harder when you're not playing it solo. Some games are harder as a solo game. I think this is actually slightly easier with the solo mode. But it's a good game. Burgle Bros 1 is also a really good game. It's a little different. It doesn't have the 2 levels. Some of the mechanics are very similar. Some of the mechanics are different. They are 2 different games. But it is it's a heist game. So you can check out Burgle Bros 1 or 2 from Fower's games. Reminds me of EVE Online. The more ships in your fleet, the greater the chance of being attacked. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. The more you have, the easier it is to get hit. That's reality. So yeah, until next time, thank you, Timescales, and anyone else who joined in. I'm going to take off. Good gaming and goodbye.